Okay, so hello and welcome everybody to the what is it now? 9th episode of Catenaccio podcast. It is now the 1st of February of 2021, and we're back. We're back and we're stronger than ever. I'm not going to keep on telling you guys that we're going to be back on Twitch because God knows when we're going to be back. You guys have to ask the people who actually put us here. So with a smooth transition, I'm going to go. Yeah, God. Thank you, God, for putting us here. But with a smooth transition, I'm going to go on to thank Radio Rossonera, as always, for giving us the opportunity to be on their platform and to just, make our thing and do our thing and make our Catenaccio podcast. Moving on, I'd like to also thank you guys because incredibly we got 191 downloads on our last podcast, our last episode, which is incredible, absolutely incredible. Thank you everybody for listening. We really hope you enjoy it. Please do send us comments or suggestions on how to make this better. Hopefully when we're on Twitch, we'd like to see all 191 of you watching it. There's been a suspicion that 190 out of these 191 were all of Emiliano's relatives, but we can confirm he only has 74, so we're fine. And so before we move on with the episode, as always, I gotta introduce the people who are here with me. Two of them are in mute, so hopefully they'll unmute themselves in a minute. But first of all, I'd like to say hi to a man who has a massive smile on his face. This guy lately has been always smiling. It's his sister's birthday as we're filming, so he's a bit beefed up, but it's fine. He can't say anything worse than he usually does. So everyone say hi to Jonathan Kunze. What's up, bro?
Hi guys, 5 wins in a row. We're doing it, guys. We're doing the impossible.
Yeah, he's not talking about football, but it's fine. Next up, we have Ricky, our newest member of a Catenaccio podcast, the Juve fan. He has been greatly appreciated last time, and we've decided to sign him on a full contract. So Ricky, what's up?
Yeah, hi guys. It's an honor to be here. The team is going to be focused for all of our long-term projects. No. It's I'm back. I have a microphone this time, so hopefully the audio will be better. And it has been also this week an interesting match day, and let's see what we are going to talk about. Thanks.
Mate, he was born to do this. He was born to do these little cheesy intros. What a guy. Next up, speaking of cheesy people, Luca. What's up?
I do love cheese. No, but by the way, if anyone saw Messi's leaked contract, Mundo actually had a bit of a mix-up. That's our contract, Ricky, for Catenaccio podcast. Something went wrong in translation, but
the actual it just had to go out. I mean,
and then Emiliano Colangelo again, back from his cave in probably Syria. What's up, Amy? Can you hear us from your hostage situation?
Back to the usual background. Happy to be back, but yeah, let's have a good episode.
Yeah, let's have a good episode. And last but not least, I am your host for today, Alessandro Ardoriani, and I'm glad to be here with you guys. So before we start, though, there's a little bit of a sad moment. We've got to say something about this, but there's one of our listeners has been going through something pretty rough, and we want to send out our love to him. His name is Luis Occione. And this Saturday, his team Santos lost the Copa Libertadores final in the 100th minute with a really crap header. One of the worst games of football I've ever seen. Looked like the Royal Rumble at the Maracanã Stadium.
It was wonderful. It was
incredible.
It was beautiful.
The Santos manager was wearing a deplorable t-shirt. It looked like he bought it off eBay for
a shirt with Jesus and Mother Mary on it.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was absolutely disgusting. There was just a few fans in the stadium, but when Palmeiras scored, social distancing was no more. Everyone was hugging each other. It was absolute scene.
And before that, the Santos coach got sent off, and he jumped into the stands of the fans.
Yeah,
it was insanity.
Yeah, it was insanity. So, Luis, who we know is going to be watching us, we feel you, brother, and hopefully you'll be back to winning ways at some point in your life.
Keep strong.
Okay, so match day 20, boys. This was our first, let's say, the first game of the second half of the season. and we're back at it. Not many changes to the whole scenario of Serie A, but some interesting results here and there. The first one we could talk about is Torino against Fiorentina. So Torino finally playing at home with new manager Nicola, tying 1-0 to a 9-man Fiorentina.
9-man Fiorentina, yeah.
Fiorentina got good old Castrovilli decided to get sent off for some reason. He just said, you know what, I want to miss the Inter game. Then Milenkovic was a bit jealous about that. He was like, no, I want to get off as well. A bit of a weird one. So Ribery scored, so that was very good for him. So everyone hugged him as well because there was a bit of doubt whether he would have stayed. But then Milenkovic's red card was quite discussed because he went up to Belotti and they had a bit of a head-to-head, and then Milenkovic kind of pushed him with his head. It wasn't a headbutt. It wasn't that hard.
Belotti was very smart there because he knew that Milenkovic was already booked.
And he knew he was Serbian as well, so he knew.
I call that a footballing headbutt. It's not a real headbutt, but it's what we call a headbutt in football. It's just when the two players kind of touch their foreheads to each other. Which in the street would look like a gesture of love if you saw it, but instead on a football pitch it's assault. So
and it was very discussed because Milenkovic, basically it wasn't that hard, but then Belotti, incredible. I think he should have won an Oscar for that. The dive, he was like, he was in so much pain. I mean, Milenkovic got a red card. The problem is it was very interesting and discussed because it was so similar to the whole Lukaku Ibrahimovic incident that happened in Coppa Italia where they went head to head. So that was discussed. You know, why was it that was a red card? Was it a red card because of what happened in Coppa Italia or whatnot? So yeah, Torino I think should have done much better. They managed to equalize in the end, but against 9, you know. But
should be getting well.
There was a point where they kept on playing with a really weird crossing type of game. When you're in 11 against 9, you should be using the majority of players you have, that advantage to win, but they didn't. And then next up, Bologna against Milan. Milan winning 2-1. Luca, do you want to tell us something about it?
Yeah, sure. So well, the first thing I want to kind of touch upon is the 2 penalties, of course.
I know.
We have, well, I mean, it's the elephant in the room. We have an incredible amount of penalties, 14 so far. Second most is 5, I think. Maybe it's a couple team tied for
5,
second. 5. Yeah.
Strangely enough, Emiliano knows exactly because it's not. He's never complained about this. He's not learned the stats by heart to make an argument against it. But
what Amy says, which I do understand, is that all of Milan's penalties were correct except the one against Roma, which was the ref being a bit crazy. But something that I do have to agree with is that with a lot of other teams, you see that sometimes they don't get the penalties which are quite clear getting called for them. While we have been pretty lucky per se in terms of refereeing decisions in our favor. So when there is a penalty that should be given, it usually gets given. I think it also speaks volumes about how much we attack and how often we're in the opposition's penalty box. So really good from us. So yeah, we score 2 goals off of penalties. Ibra misses 1, but Rebic follows up. And then my only complaint is that, as usual, we're missing that killer instinct at the end of the match. Someone makes a mistake, we concede a goal, and then we're suffering for 15 minutes. Something that I really hate, and I think just wastes energy. But overall, I guess you could say good performance.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this as well. I think, as a whole, we had a really good performance. There was a couple of times, especially in action in the second half, which was just incredible football. I think we played quite well. No real standout player. I think maybe kudos to Mori. Starting from the first minute and having a solid performance. Him and Romagnoli look like a pair that could really do something there. Kissy, as always, was brilliant. Good penalty as well. I'm glad for Rebic. Rebic scored. I'm really, I think morally that should be really good for him. Ibra, this penalty thing about Ibra, I want to hear what you guys think, like a little quick fire thing. Ibra, should he get off penalties? Because I have him in fantasy football. I'm sick and tired of him missing them. But on a serious football note, like, apart from the fact that his penalties are so predictable, they're always to the left and like low to the left, and he doesn't even hit them like Totti did, because Totti would do something similar, but he used to hit like absolute rockets. Çalhanoğlu as well hits rockets, but he does them low, but they're just rockets, and they're so precise. So I'm gonna go through each one of you. Yes or no, Ibra, should he be off penalties, or is the leadership of Ibra scoring a penalty really important? What do you think, Johnny?
No, just get him off penalties. Who cares about leadership? Either he scores them or he doesn't.
He also cares about being the top scorer. You know,
he misses them. He said it himself.
Penalties aren't really helping him.
Yeah, take him off him. He's just clowning himself.
Yeah, I think that Ibra is a player and a leader for Milan in this moment, and since it's not going so well, he can actually step down and let Kessie take them. He can do that as the person he is and the personality he has. He doesn't need to demonstrate anything. He's 38 years old and came back to Milan and changed the whole team, and now you're top of the league. I mean, even if he steps down from the penalty kick, I mean, he can contribute to the team in other ways. So,
Luca.
Yeah, I fully agree. Ricky and I were talking about it a couple of days ago as well. And I'm just confused because Ibra, such an incredible player, such an intelligent football player. But then when he steps up to the penalty spot, he just seems like an idiot, to be honest. Like, why do you keep shooting it bottom left when it's been saved like 3 times? I just don't honestly, I don't understand it.
It takes some real balls to say that.
I mean, I love Ibra. I absolutely love him, but I hope he doesn't now come to my house and roundhouse kick me in the face or something. But no, but like he could just blast it down the middle, right? And he would probably score. But he keeps going with that bottom left. I just
the keeper would go in with a ball.
Yeah, so definitely take Ibra off of
Amy?
penalties.
In Mihailovic's own words, tanto non li sa tirare. He doesn't know how to take them. I keep him there.
Yeah,
you have one of the best penalty takers in Kessie. Just give him to him.
Yeah. For sure. Man, 2 other things to mention. Skorupski had a good game. From Bologna, no real player had like a standout game. What's his name? Tomiyasu looked really good in the first half. Kind of explains why Milan wanted him until a bit ago. Salamakers is Salamakers or whatever you call him. He's not he's not convincing me a lot like lately. I think he needs to start getting back into it. So I'll wait for him patiently. But I personally believe at some point we're probably going to see a 4-2-3-1, if not a 4-3-3, and up there is going to be Rebic to the left, Mandzukic to the right, and Ibra in the middle. Leao, solid game as well, but we can't go without mentioning one player who. I think right now, I don't care if you guys want. Actually, we'll have a little debate about this, but I think the best keeper in the world right now, Gianluigi Donnarumma.
No.
Listen, this guy, every single game, he pops up with at least 3 goal-deciding saves. I think he's the best. I'm worried because he still hasn't renewed that goddamn contract of his.
He asked for 10 million today.
I just want him to renew it. And I just want him to...
It's the pig Raiola asking for 10 million.
Yeah. I just want him to renew.
Donnarumma wants 10 million. Raiola's just for front. He's the guy who absorbs all the blame from the fans.
Yeah.
Donnarumma wants.
Donnarumma's not someone who... He's not someone who needs 10 million, bro. He just buys mozzarella.
How do you know? People like him because he absorbs all the blame. He takes all the blame for his clients.
Jonathan, 2 quick fire questions. I want to create a discussion out of this. I'd like you guys to touch up on, is he the best goalkeeper in the world? I think he is. And I think he's going to be, if he continues this way and he starts winning something with Milan, he could be one of the best in history, honestly. I think especially the improvements he's done in his... coming out of a box, coming out of his low area, and his feet, footwork has become so much better. And then the second was, do you reckon he's going to renew his contract? And what do you think the delay is? Let's go on, Johnny. We just heard from you, but let's hear from Luca first as a Milan fan, and then I'd like to hear Emi as well.
Well, I think that he is one of the best keepers in the world, but I think Oblak is better. I think Neuer is still better. If Milan were in a Champions League final today, and I had Neuer and Donnarumma, I would say put Neuer in net. Maybe that doesn't mean he's the best over the course of the season, but I still think he's overall a better keeper. But yeah, I still believe Gigio can become an absolutely incredible player, and he already is. In terms of the contract, I think he will renew eventually. The delay, I don't know. The delay must be that they can't agree on the correct salary, That's all I can think of.
I don't want to say this, but inside sources have been telling me that the delay is because of his brother Antonio, who wants a release clause of 40 million. He is a player that is very wanted on the market. And apparently, Gianluigi should be getting 10, and Antonio should be geting 11. But
Oh, you were serious for a bro, I was wondering.
No, I'm obviously joking. Amy, what do you think? Is he the best? And what is it? What's up with his contract renewal? All right, Amy, don't be shy.
I don't think he is one of the best. I think he's one of the best difficult shot savers, if that's a phrase you can use. He can make the most insane saves, but then also make very dumb mistakes. He has cut down on the mistakes, but still, there's a few in the.
I don't remember any mistakes from him this year
through a season. And talking about that, I think no, it's not like game-costing mistakes, but he still, even against Bologna, he did a couple of bad exits on corners at the end there. Twice he missed the ball on corners. From a top keeper, I don't think you want that. And to remind you, I think you were saying that Piontek was one of the next big strikers in Serie A after 6 good months.
Okay.
So I don't know if 6 good months from Donnarumma.
Wow, that is hitting me on a personal. That is wow. Okay, yeah. Piontek was he did show some good stuff at the start. Like he did show his actual performances were quite good at the start. You can't deny that. I remember that Roma game. He just he was a bit quiet, but then he had a sense of attacking the space, which was really good.
The goal against Atalanta was the only impressive thing I saw him do.
What, you think his 2 goals against Napoli weren't that good?
Against Napoli,
yeah, true. Also,
that performance against
that was
Napoli
also his first match, right?
Yeah, against Koulibaly, true.
That was his first game.
Hat-trick against Inter as well.
Yeah, on the PlayStation. I personally believed a lot in I saw a lot of potential in Piontek. I don't know what happened.
I have to be honest.
I honestly don't know what happened. But there was something about him which I just thought was special. I don't know if I didn't believe he was going to be one of the greatest, but I did see a really solid player in him. I think maybe we should have even given him more time where Ibra was here. But when we had Ibra, but I don't manage that kind of stuff. What's up?
He would be very useful now, I think. Coming off the bench when Ibra gets tired or anything.
If we had Piontek instead of Mandzukic, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
I think he's a player that is completely fueled by confidence. Yeah. He's one of those players that when he hasn't scored for a couple of games and the fans are against him, he's just absolute, he's not performing. Instead, when he is scoring and he's on a good streak and the fans are backing him, then he plays very well. But I think we should go back to the actual Donnarumma argument. I think Amy wanted to say something.
Imagine talking about other stuff and Piontek has to come up.
Yeah,
life is weird, bro.
We end up talking.
That's my bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Amy, you're the worst.
I just wanted to quickly say something about Donnarumma that I read today. Is that apparently him and Raiola, let's just say Raiola, want to lower the release clause, to have a relatively low release clause in case something goes wrong at Milan, let's say. Maybe you don't get Champions League. I don't think it's going to happen, obviously, but if something were to go wrong, there's an easy exit for him. That's the biggest problem, from what I've read.
Well, I think that is shocking news, to be honest, to hear that you can read. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, I was a bit too mean. Let's move on then to Ricky. Do you want to tell us about Sampdoria against Juventus? How was it as a game? What happened?
I was ready to talk about Donnarumma, but sure, let's move
on. No. Go on. Sorry, because I heard you say something before. No, please do tell us what you think about Donnarumma.
I think Donnarumma, also because I would like to, let's say, tackle this argument from, since I'm Italian, I would like to, from the national team point of view. Italy has great goalkeepers, except Donnarumma, like Meret, Cragno, Collini, Silvestri, but I think Donnarumma is just much better, and for this reason the Italian team for the next years, if I think that for the next 10 years, the next Euros, World Cups, we have Donnarumma in goal, I am very, very happy and confident with that. Then he also has a lot of time to improve, and so at the moment he's definitely, I don't know if you agree with me, but Also, his physical structure is impressive. His footwork is not that good, but I mean, that's maybe a consequence, as I said before, of because he's actually huge, massive. And so at times he might look quite clumsy, but I still, I see that he defends. So yeah, he's
Sampi,
probably
very. Oh, sorry. What's up?
No, I just wanted to conclude probably top 5 goalkeepers at the world at this moment, because we can argue Neuer, Ter Stegen, but like Szczesny, Donnarumma, I don't think they're too different, and maybe Donnarumma is better also.
Right, I've got a very personal question for you. Can Donnarumma be better than Buffon? Be honest.
Ooh. At the moment, I will definitely say no. Then maybe we can talk about this in 10 years. But no, I think, I mean, it's hard because comparison is always hard, especially if Buffon has had the career that he has had and Donnarumma is just at the start with Milan that probably is not in the best times. But yeah, at the moment, no, definitely Buffon better. But I mean...
Amy, you look like you wanted to add something. What's up?
I just wanted to clear that I'm not a Donnarumma hater. I agree with Sampi. He's top 5 in the world at this moment, and that he's the best Italian goalkeeper at this moment by far. Just to quickly say, I'm not hating on him.
Pussy.
Yeah.
You gotta state the fact that you're not a hater. All right, let's. Do you wanna move on to the Juve game now? Because
I just want to say one thing. People forget Donnarumma is only 21 years old.
Yeah. Also.
Yeah. That's the point.
This guy has so much time. I think Neuer became famous when he was like 22. So that's just an example.
Yeah, Donnarumma. How many appearances does he already have for Milan? Like. I mean, a lot. I don't know the exact number. A lot. I mean,
I'm looking. He has made more than 200 appearances, and he's only 21.
He has 197.
What?
That's impressive.
I read here that it's probably because.
Wait, so in the database, it's going to be his 200th appearance.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe he's gonna. I can't believe he's gonna make us lose.
Except for 4 mistakes.
Yeah, stage is set for mistakes. All right, let's actually move on now. No one say no, please, to the Juve game, because we are 20 minutes in. Yeah. Ricky, do you want to tell us about this Juve game and what you got out of it?
You know, you usually say making it on a cold, rainy night in Stoke. We made it on a cold, rainy night in Marassi. The weather was so...
What a cheese ass.
No, in Italian you would say campo pesante, pioggia. So the game was tough, and it was tough to go on the one up. Sampdoria were playing kind of a counterattack. They were waiting for us. They were letting us play, but you could expect that they had good quality with Keita up front, and they could be dangerous. Then I think the first goal was a very nice goal with Chiesa scoring. It was a ball that we managed to get back from Sampdoria that were trying to get away from their defense. And then it has been tough. The second half, the last 15 minutes, Sampdoria were trying to get back forward. And then when Ramsey scored, I was like, it's done. Because it was tough. But the goal of Ramsey was like the one we made in the Supercoppa final with Napoli. Quadrado going forward and then crossing in the middle and then scoring. So I mean, I know a team that lost to Sampdoria recently on a rainy day. Not to make any names, but Amy, do you wanna tell us what you feel that went wrong for you guys against Samp, and maybe Ricky, do you want to tell us what went right for you against Samp? What was it that really made you win? Because I personally don't think that Samp had that good of a game against you guys as we did against Inter. But Amy, what do you think just didn't work for you guys against Samp that time? Amy has a bit of delay, by the way, anyone who's listening.
Yeah.
I think it really shows our difficulties with defensive teams. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you perfectly.
Okay. Yeah, it shows our difficulty against defensive teams. Of course, our exit in Champions League, that was a perfect display of that. Where if the team is on the edge of the box, we can't get in. Basically, we struggle so much. We just pass it around the back, and we don't really generate any threat. And we get picked off on the counter and dumb penalty conceded by us, and we just didn't manage to get the result in the end.
Does anybody else want to say anything about Juve Sampdoria? Juve, sorry.
I didn't catch too much of it. I saw the last goal. It was a beautiful goal. Ronaldo with a nice ball forward. Quadrado, nice pass to Ramsey. And yeah, I mean, I think it's good for Juve to win like that 2-0. Not too many worries. And, it's one of those clean wins that you're always happy to take home, especially on a tough pitch like the one in Genova.
Yeah, I'm glad to see everyone is here after Ramsey scored. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. And then I think no other person but Amy could talk to us about Inter Benevento, but he's coming back in a second. In the meantime, I'd like to say this. Inter against Benevento was a weird one because Benevento just decided to do this weird tactic of just lobbing the ball up and hoping for the best. And with defense like Skriniar, De Vrij, and Ranocchia, the mighty Ranocchia, what can you expect, especially with a striker like Lapadula up top? Amy, do you want to talk us through Inter Benevento, what you saw that really worked and what didn't work, and what your feelings are after seeing that?
First, quickly to touch up on Luca's point from a few minutes back of how other teams are getting maybe all the calls they should. I think the free kick we scored off should have technically been a penalty because Lautaro was touching the line of the box. Doesn't matter in the end, but still, it shows how that could have been a penalty more, a penalty less for the stats. Doesn't really matter in the end. Apart from that, we just performed. I was a bit worried in the first half because we went into the second half only 1-0 up, but then we managed to just control the game. Basically, nothing to say, nothing to complain about. I'm really interested about Eriksen's new position, though. There at CDM, he's been playing quite well, so...
If I can add one thing about this Eriksen that I think is very interesting. Tottenham, obviously, he was playing in a completely different position. He was playing much more forward. And I initially thought he was not very useful, let's say, playing CDM because he has the quality to support the attackers, and when he has people like Lukaku and Lautaro, that's very good for him. But actually, Eriksen is a player that he has quality. So playing CDM, he has the possibility to open the game up wide and has numerous passing options, and that's good for a player like him that has a lot of quality. What do you think about this, guys?
I agree with what you're saying. With some players that are that tactically skilled, pushing them a bit further back, allowing them to see more of the field, can be quite useful. I think it's going to take a couple more games to see how he actually fits into that position, but I don't think it's a bad idea.
I think it was famously done with Pirlo. Of course, I'm not comparing the two players, two very different players, but Brozovic, even someone more close to Eriksen, let's say, he used to play as Cam, and then when I think it was Spalletti who moved him at CDM and then completely changed how he played, how he saw the pitch, how he is able to really distribute the ball. He's the one who makes our team go round, basically. So hope Eriksen can do that too. Also with his ability to shoot from far, it really gives you a lot more options.
He took a couple of shots against Benevento, I saw, and they were pretty good. I mean, he's a player that we know him from what he was at Tottenham. So
yeah,
in the past month, it has been quite frustrating not seeing him. Not
live up to the expectation,
I guess, for Inter. And
can I get a comment on? I know you've been quite critical of good old Lautaro Martinez lately. You just said, there's something just not right with him. Do you reckon this confidence boost is going to help him out for the rest of the season, or was it just a good performance by him? He got the goal and that's it. Or do you think this is really going to, especially because it was a really good goal, this is gonna get Lautaro back into it. He's gonna get back. Him and Roma are gonna absolutely tear everyone apart.
Quick funny thing. Well, not funny. He had his daughter was born. His daughter was born yesterday, so maybe that also helps. Apart from that, I don't think one goal can really change it for you. He scored a hat trick 3 weeks back, and then just immediately stepped back down in performance. He's just very up and down, up and down. He can go score as the other week 3 goals in a game, and then go 4 games without scoring. Really terrible finish. I don't think he's clinical enough at this point. He's still very young, but it's starting to get worrying.
Do you see a future? Like, do you see the future of Inter as Lautaro Martinez colored, or do you see Lautaro Martinez going away? Or like, what do you kind of wish has happened? Because obviously, I think Romelu Lukaku is the future of Inter. All Inter fans want to see him there. But do you see the future as Lukaku and Lautaro, or do you want to see someone else there?
I would happily keep this pairing for, let's say, the next 10 years, but I think Lautaro might want to go somewhere else, maybe a bigger club, maybe somewhere in Spain, or he's more comfortable with language or whatever. So I don't see him finishing his career at Inter at all.
All right, I
think if I can add something there real quick, if you look at it tactically, it's quite possible that Inter, when they change manager, if they eventually change manager, they're not going to be playing with 2 strikers up front.
Yeah.
I think Lautaro is definitely not someone who can play as a lone striker, while Lukaku absolutely is. His physical qualities, he's just an incredible striker. So if you have like a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, you can easily put Lukaku up there, but maybe Lautaro could, struggle to find a place, and then he could be moved somewhere else. Like another club.
Also, Amy, correct me if I'm wrong, but in these days, weren't Inter discussing with Lautaro for a new contract? I read
it's been going for a while, so probably yes. His salary is very low still compared to players like Vidal, Eriksen, Sanchez, even.
All right, I have a quick fire round. So not this episode, but next episode is going to be our transfer market special. So we're going to take, I think, less time talking about the games and much more. We're going to basically just talk about the market, review what happened for the teams. So don't miss it. We'll remind you guys during the week about that. But I'd like to hear very quickly, especially from Amy, and then also you guys, with Lukaku, let's say Lautaro wasn't there, who would you see as a Serie A striker to pair with him? Like, who would you think is the best player that could go next to Lukaku right now for Inter? And
in Serie A?
Yeah, in Serie A. Someone from Serie A that no matter the money, but who do you think, this guy next to Lukaku would absolutely tear up the league? I've got one. I think, honestly, Leao next to Lukaku could be devastating. I think they could destroy the league. As I see it, I think Lukaku should be the heavy, but really good at finishing guy, and then next to him should be someone who's an absolute pace monster, someone who can really take the other defenders away from Lukaku. So that's what I see. I see Lukaku Leao could be something hypothetically incredible. Ricky, what's up?
What about Lozano? If you're talking about players,
yeah, that could be very interesting as well. Luca, do you have anyone in mind?
I don't think that. I don't think pace is the thing you need most next to Lukaku, because Lukaku is incredibly quick. I think someone like, an Ilicic would be super nice next to Lukaku, creating chances for him. But Ilicic is quite old. But I think someone that style.
What about you, Amy?
For me, it has to be Dybala. Of course, it's never going to happen because Juve, they have him locked down, and they won't sell him in Italy. But I would love to see them play up front.
I was actually thinking also about Dybala before Ale mentioned the pace. That is also an interesting quality. But Dybala and Lukaku would be interesting. It's like,
or guys, a more ignorant pairing. Oh, sorry, Ricky, I'll let you finish.
No.
Oh, I want to hear this now.
I'm going to finish up something serious and then you can go on. No, because in the Belgian team, for example, isn't it like Lukaku and Mertens or a player? Yeah,
that could be really good as well. Yeah. What were you about to say, Luca? You sounded really excited.
I don't know. I'd like to see an ignorant pairing like Lukaku and Graziano Pellè just launch crosses into the box. Or Fernando Trident, Pellè, Fernando Llorente, Lukaku.
You just play crosses.
And then you get like Insigne on the wing, just bombing crosses into there.
Imagine a corner in which in the middle is Llorente, Lukaku, and
I love to see that.
Murici, bro, the goal.
Insigne. Jonathan, who do you think would be the best striker next to Lukaku, if not Lautaro? Any striker in Serie A? I think Correa.
Murici, he do work, man.
Oh, what a clan. All right, let's go quickly through the other results before I know Johnny has absolutely burst in to talk about his team, but we got a couple before. Spezia Udinese 1-0 to Udinese. Spezia, I think, could have won this game. It wasn't that good of a game. Udinese winning with a penalty by De Paul. De Paul also getting a red card, so not that good from him. And then Cagliari Sassuolo 1-0 with Cagliari winning for a bit. It was a trash game, and then Sassuolo tying in the end with a Boga goal with an incredible cross in by, I don't remember the name of a kid, but it's a really young kid who played and who played for Sassuolo. He came in and with an incredible cross assist for good old Boga. Then the next one was Crotone Genoa, with Genoa winning 3-0. Destro deciding that now is the time to revive his career. Incredible game by him. I was expecting a lot more from Crotone, but I don't know. This is the beauty of Serie A, where the Night of the Living Dead, as we had last week with Torino and Benevento, we're having now this year with a renaissance of Mattia Destro. And now
that's his third game in a row that he scored.
Yeah, he scored a brace this time as well. But now, oh God, everyone, if you guys want to get off for a second, we'll let him do his thing. But Atalanta Lazio, I think Jonathan, I'll say this to our listeners. Jonathan said he had to practice something. Now, I am scared because, if he does something that he shouldn't be doing, this could be the last episode of a Catenaccio podcast. But I'm actually really, really excited to see what he's going to do. So, Jonathan, take the stage, buddy. I don't know what you're going to do, but Atalanta Lazio.
Go for it, Johnny. Go for it.
Okay. I have a diss track for Gasperini.
Oh, God. All
right, here we go. Do you hear the beat?
Oh, my God.
Hey, Gasperini, why are you so mad? Aren't you used to losing? Why so sad? Coppa Italia 2019, Tucu sent you packing. 2021, Murici gave you big bass slapping. Beat a half-injured Milan, Zapato's piping up to Ibra. Gasp, you're so stressed. Shouldn't you go and visit the spa? Rough week for you guys. Lost your captain. Evan Lazio violated you so hard. Are you college freshmen? Look, Atalanta, all you're good for is doping. I heard Inzaghi and your mom are eloping. Gasperini, you still didn't win anything. Don't deny it. You're still Juve's plaything. Press conference, also Gasperini does his cry. Maruzi slit your goal up so hard, I thought it was the 4th of July. And yeah, that's it.
That was incredible. I want to end the episode here. I'm sorry for shouting at the mic, but I want to end the episode. That was incredible.
Totally unexpected.
I honestly didn't put this much effort into his A-levels, into his IB or whatever. That was incredible, Jonathan. I can't wait to get sued by Atalanta Football Club and Gasperini. So I'd personally like to say that I detach myself from anything you say, and Radio Rossonero is detaching itself. But Jonathan, incredible. Now, talk us through the actual game and your feelings. I mean, this Gasperini, but with words, not in a song. But incredible, Jonathan. Congrats.
All right, thank you. I wrote that track in only 5 minutes, so maybe next time I'll do something a little better. But basically, Coppa Italia, they beat us, but we were playing the B team, and we had like Hoots literally gifting them the game, so I didn't really care. In fact, I think Marullo, a friend of ours, a big gambler, bet big time on Lazio. And I knew myself, I was pretty confident Lazio was going to win because I really think we're a better team than Atalanta. And we destroyed them, honestly, because they were missing their two wing backs, which are two of their most important positions. And then in midfield, like, you can't expect Freuler and Darun to play against Milinkovic and Luis Alberto. Like, they got killed. They literally got killed, and we destroyed them. Nothing else to be said. Now we need to hope one of two of Napoli, Juve and Roma screw up so we can steal top 4 place.
Non abbiamo bisogno di ascoltare una canzone pop per vivere. Non abbiamo bisogno di conoscerne le parole o la melodia. Non abbiamo bisogno delle emozioni che trasmettono. Non abbiamo bisogno di questo per vivere. Ne abbiamo bisogno per sentirci vivi.
You don't need to drive, you don't need it to live, just to feel you're alive.
Cupra Formentor, Drive Another Way. Oggi da 31.250 euro in tutti i Cupra Garage. Scopri il SUV coupé sportivo anche nella nuova gamma ibrida. Non abbiamo bisogno di ascoltare una canzone pop per vivere. Non abbiamo bisogno di conoscerne le parole o la melodia. Non abbiamo bisogno delle emozioni che trasmettono. Non abbiamo bisogno di questo per vivere. Ne abbiamo bisogno per sentirci vivi.
You don't need to drive, you don't need it to live, just to feel you're alive.
Cupra Formentor, Drive Another Way. Oggi da 31.250 euro in tutti i Cupra Garage. Scopri il SUV coupé sportivo anche nella nuova gamma ibrida.
And that's about it. Finally, we have some hope in our season.
Incredible. What do you want to give us a comment about the Pirates goal?
Oh man, Muric is on fire. 3 goals now. The thing about Lazio is players need a lot of time to adapt. Like Luis Alberto spent an entire season not even on the bench, on the tribuna, like in the reserves. Milinkovic spent a year on the bench. Caicedo spent a year where Lazio players were literally, they were comparing to Saddam Hussein. We thought he was the biggest criminal. So our players need time to adapt to the club, and Muric needed 6 months, and now here he is, scoring goals, so I couldn't be happier.
I think I want to hear you guys what you think about this game. Is it Lazio showing that, we're still in this? The league is not just those guys, it's us too? Or is it Atalanta showing its true colors? I personally don't have a clue what happened. I think the first goal was an incredible goal, but honestly, Golini had the eye of the sun in his eyes, which is a crap excuse, but he couldn't do much. But the other goals, especially the Correa one, really shows that Atalanta just weren't in it. As I mentioned last time, I think Atalanta is one of those teams that when they're in the game, they are unstoppable, like we showed against Milan. But this game showed that if you can really read them during the game, you can absolutely slap them about. And I'd like to hear what you guys hear.
Yeah, so to give a quick tactical outlook, what we did is we had one guy man-marking Ilicic, who's a very creative outlet, let's say, because there's no more Papu, right? And then Acerbi staying on Duvan Zapata, so big physical player. And because of that, they couldn't really do much attacking-wise. Due to Papu, their only creative outlet is Ilicic. That's all I'm going to say, and I'll leave it to you guys now.
Yeah, I wanted to say something regarding Atalanta. I'm not trying to, let's say, how do you say, I'm not trying to put down what Lazio did. They did an excellent match, and I think they had their players were all on fire. Maybe, Johnny, you were quite a bit looking for revenge after the Coppa Italia. But something that we should take into consideration is that both Hateboer and the Gozens were out, and Atalanta relies a lot on them. So I think that maybe was a key factor. What do you think?
Amy was saying Romero too. Amy,
It definitely was.
Amy, what do you think? How do you think Romero's absence was impactful?
I think we saw a bit of Atalanta from 2 years ago, let's say, where you played Team City and Palomino at the back, and that's the result. You take 3 goals. I think, on the wings, they were missing 2 really, really good players. But when you take 3 goals, that's the defense's problem. Like, when you were missing your best defender.
Could have been more as well. It should have been 5 or 6.
Yeah. So, I think Romero as well as the 2 wing backs really affected this game.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was an interesting game for the table as well. Luca, do you have anything to say about this game?
I think everything's been said about the game. I want to go back to something Johnny said really quickly. He said that you hope that 2 out of Napoli, Roma, and Juve slip up. Does that mean that you're considering Milan and Inter as a lock for top 4?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have way too many points above the rest. I definitely think you're lock-ins for top 4. Like, you need to lose 5 games in a row or something for someone else to take top 4, and I just don't see that happening. So that's the way I view it.
Well, I like to hear that, but hopefully it actually ends like that.
Can I interest you in a Milan Bells?
Oh no!
For a bit of a slowdown.
No. Oh, if Amy starts saying we're going to win the league, hands down, I'm going to kick him out. All right,
not
let's
saying
move on
anything.
to the other two games of the weekend. The last one is a really interesting one, but Napoli-Parma, predictable win from Napoli. Apparently, Napoli is in a bit of a crisis where De Laurentiis doesn't want Gattuso anymore, and the team wants Gattuso, so that could be trouble. I can't believe De Laurentiis is having problems with his manager. It's so unlike him. He's usually such a shy guy. He never gets into business of commentating on his managers. But, good win. Not that good of a performance by both, but Cornelius might be the crappiest striker, but Parma have brought in some really interesting signings this January. We're going to talk about next episode, and we're going to probably see him in action this week. Apart from that, Napoli just scoring 2. Mertens out again for the same injury he had. Could be worrying.
Belgium to cure himself, so looks like
he went to Belgium to get treated, which is worrying for me, to be honest. I hope he gets well, because also he's not at a really young age. And then the last one, Roma thrashing Verona 3-1. Roma had a really good game. Verona just weren't in it yesterday, and they just took 3 goals, and it just didn't play well. They didn't play their usual style of football, especially thinking that they are the best defense in the league. Roma, Borja Mayoral scored. Now, the question is this, quick fire, and then we can have a bit of a discussion about this, but do Roma need Dzeko that much? Look at I swear they won every game without Dzeko. Do they need Dzeko? Like, is it fair for him to nearly take the team in hostage a bit like Icardi did? Do they actually need him? Amy, do you want to go first? Because I mentioned Icardi, and I know you're a big fan.
No, well, I think they do need him. I think Borja Mayoral isn't good enough. He scored a lot, but that's what happens when you take 200 shots on goal. Like, a few of them are going to go in. But also Roma, they destroyed small teams, and everyone acts like they're in contention for the title, Champions League, whatever. They lose 2 games in a row, and everyone wants Fonseca out. The club is crumbling. I don't know. It's too up and down.
Very unstable.
Yeah, and they didn't bring anyone in apart from El Shaarawy in the transfer market. So we don't know if Dzeko's not going to be replaced by anyone right now. And so the question is Mayoral going to be the starting striker, or is Dzeko gonna probably make peace and with a team and get back onto the pitch? Well, what do you guys think? Is Roma better off nearly with Dzeko, because they have a different style of play when Dzeko's not there?
I'm kind of afraid that we might be assisting to a situation similar to the one with Papu Gomez and Gasperini. And that wouldn't be nice, because Dzeko in the past, he's
5 years, 4 years?
Maybe even more.
Yeah.
Anyways, he has been very important for Rome, and I think Roma has been very important for him. So if they would have to separate in like Papu Gomez and Atalanta, let's say that was also very sad. It wouldn't be very ideal for both the city, the squad, and the player himself.
Anybody else want to say anything, or should we move on?
I like Mayoral as a player, but I think Dzeko offers something completely differently with his hold-up play. I really like Dzeko as a striker. Mayoral seems to be more of a poacher, but doesn't create that many opportunities. But I definitely think they need Dzeko also, because if they're just playing with Mayoral, they don't have a backup to him.
I think Dzeko is still one of the best in Serie A in that position. All right, let's move on. Amy, we're back now at our second segment of our episodes as usual. So usually we go through the games, we go through the big games more in depth. Then we had a bit of more discussion than usual today, but we'll go through the league standings. And then after the league standings, we're going to look at the team of the week and who we thought did the best this week. Then we're going to move on to our little prediction segment, and then you're going to be done with us, and I know you're going to not listen to us anymore. But league standings, Amy, do you want to talk us through them?
Yeah, quickly. Both Milan teams winning, so no difference there. Roma winning as well, staying at 40 points, quite close to the top. Juve with a game in hand, 39 points. They could really close the gap there. And if they beat Napoli, of course, in the game in hand. Same situation with Napoli, where they gained 1 position, as Atalanta dropped 2 positions, with Lazio gaining 1. Then there's Sassuolo, which is actually overtaken Hellas, which really good for them. If this was another season, maybe they could push for European football, but I don't think the top 7 is too good this year. Atlas dropping 1 position, but still up there. In no man's land, in between the relegation and the top teams. Fiorentina getting a few good results in a row, so now they're 11th. Benevento with a 4-0 loss, dropping to 12th. Udinese gaining 1 position. And then Genoa, I really wanted to talk about this because Genoa, I think they were 19th. They were 19th 2 or 3 weeks back, and now they're already 14th. So
Ballardini,
you guys think
what a couple results he's had.
Exactly. Do you guys think they can, well, at this point, stay up or maybe even push higher up the league?
I think with the way we've been playing lately and with Destro on such good form, if they slowly, maybe I don't like honestly think they might just have like an incredible show of force now in form, get those points to save themselves, and then just drop it completely. I don't see them being consistent, but I see them having like an actual like a burst up in flame and then they just die down. What do you guys think? Luca, do you reckon we're going to stay up?
I kind of spaced out. Who are we talking about?
Genoa.
Okay, sorry about that. No, I definitely think Genoa is staying up now. I've always thought that they weren't a team really risking going down to Serie B, just because it's one of those teams in Italy that has such an importance historically. I mean, we've seen in the past 2 years that they always get to the last day of the season where they might be going down and then they never do. But now I think this is like solidifies them staying in Serie A. They're playing very well. They'll have a manager till the end of the season, which for Genoa is already very impressive. And yeah, I think they're staying up 100%.
All right, and then Amy, do you want to talk us through the rest of the teams?
Yes, of course. So after that, Bologna dropping 2 positions with the loss against Milan. Spezia dropping 1 position. And then the bottom 4 stayed the same. So Torino in 17th. Cagliari, really, really, really bad season for them in 18th. Parma in 19th with 13 points. And then Crotone last place with 12.
Just a reminder, Cagliari renewed Di Francesco's contract while they're in the relegation zone.
All right.
Just
really? I think they gave him a 4-year contract or something like that. Really, really long extension.
I personally don't think it's that bad of a decision because I still think Di Francesco is a great manager for someone like Cagliari, but of course he needs to fix what's going on there or they're really going to risk going down to Serie B.
Yeah, I agree. I personally hope that Cagliari can save themselves. I mean, it's risky, but also the board made a brave decision because I think that Di Francesco with Rome and Sassuolo, he demonstrated that he's got the qualities, and renewing his contract means giving him more time to work, and so maybe more time to express his ideas, and that's important. And it's not very. We see with teams like Genoa, Torino, that may be different situation, but in Italy we tend to send away managers as soon as they start losing 2. Like for example, Fonseca, when he lost 2 games in a row, everyone was talking about other managers, him leaving. Then Gattuso lost the Supercoppa, lost another great game, and everyone was talking about Benitez back to Napoli. So I guess this is Italian journalism, but.
Pioli's going to lose. Milan's going to lose a game, and we're going to go back to Montella.
Yay!
A man can dream.
All right, let's move on to our next segment then, because we are quite in a bit of time into our podcast. To be fair, we could one day just take them and make them longer, but we'll see. We're trying to space them out into 1 hour 15. All right.
Well, if anyone's listening and wants to comment what your preferences for length of the podcast,
please do tell us what you guys want. All right, let's get to our segment of choosing the team of the week. All right, starting with goalkeeper, we're all gonna nominate a player, and we're gonna let's say vote on who should be there. It's a bit like the FIFA Ultimate Team version, but the Catenaccio podcast version. All right, I say in goal, I'm going to nominate Gigio Donnarumma because some of those saves really saved us the game, the result the other day. What you guys think? Who should be in goal?
Yeah, I wanted to nominate both of the goalkeepers in that game. I'm going to give it to Skorupski because of the penalty save.
Yeah.
But both are okay for me.
Ricky, Skorupski or Donnarumma?
I have another name, but I agree with Donnarumma because in the end, the result for his team was positive. My name was Cragno, even though
what a save! What a save!
The last minutes, but I saw most of the match, and he managed to keep Cagliari alive until the very last, and then Boga, unfortunately for him, but for 90 minutes, let's say, he was very good for Cagliari.
Luca?
Gigio and Skorupski both great. Cragno as well. I think I'm going to give it to Gigio also because of what Iki said, that the result was positive for him, while Cragno, they tied, and Skorupski, they lost.
All right, so Donnarumma is slightly just getting into that goalkeeper spot for the team of the week. As we said, Skorupski and Cragno are second and third, the honorable mentions. All right, I have a back. The first guy I'm going to mention is I'm going to nominate Mancini just because he scored and had a very solid game. Zaccagni didn't manage to do that much. Kalinic is not a great striker, but he did get dominated by Mancini, absolutely. I think it's got to be between Mancini, I think, should be there. And then the next guy I'm going to follow up is Acerbi as well. Oh, Chiellini. Okay, let's get through this first.
Chiellini.
Okay, Chiellini has to get in there. I think it's going to be unanimous, but then...
Yeah. Wasn't Acerbi the one marking Muriel on the goal?
Yeah, I think. No, actually.
Yeah, exactly. He got destroyed by Muriel.
Yeah, I don't think
the first half was really good.
Muriel could have ended his career there.
Honestly, I don't think there's a single. Muriel is a fascinating player. I don't think there's a single defender who can mark him properly. The only thing that stops Muriel is his lungs.
I'd take Muriel to Lazio in a heartbeat.
Can we all agree on Mancini?
He's so good.
Can we all agree on Mancini?
Yeah, I'll go for Mancini.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Even though I don't think he was incredible, but
he
scored and his team won, and he was able to, let's say, maintain, stop Zaccagni and Verona's attack. So
Zappacosta had a good game.
Ciborra for Genoa scored an incredible goal, his first.
Yeah, Amy from Inter, was there a notable performance in defense?
All three were average, let's say 6.5. Benevento didn't do anything, so I don't think they deserve it.
I think someone from Genoa needs to get in, apart from probably Destro. Should we? You guys want to agree with me with Ciborra?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
right.
For the goal.
Honorable mention, I'd give it to Tomori. I think that was a really good game for him.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should make it into the top three.
Yeah, honorable mention to Tomori. Okay, midfielders. I think one of the two Lazio guys has to be there.
Okay, well, that's quite clear.
Game of his life, man. I think goal of the year.
It was a good goal. But I think the dominance that Milinkovic and Luis Alberto showed, one of them has to be there.
Also, Maruzic killed the man in the midfield.
Should we get Maruzic in just to make it?
I wouldn't mind getting Maruzic in.
Guys, I'd like to have this discussion another day, but what Johnny just said made me think of something. There's been no real standout, incredible goals this year, right? Like usually, by halfway through the season, there's already like a clear goal of the season, or at least.
Di Marco scored a few.
Zaccagni. Oh yeah, Zaccagni probably the best so far.
It was a good overhead kick, but it wasn't like Puskás level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like in the past years we've always had. I'll try to think of what they were, but
scoring from like outside of a box, out of a blue.
Like Ronaldo against Sampdoria, that's like a really unique, incredible goal. Leao against Fiorentina, even I haven't seen a goal like that.
Senior scored a couple like good ones, like aesthetically, and then Leao's goal was quite good. Reminded me of Mertens. All right, who else should we get into the middle of the field, boysinos?
Cassini, I think Cassini serves.
Right, Cassini, we can all agree on that. I love Cassini. He's honestly one of my favorite players now in Milan.
I think of Milinkovic-Savic actually.
We're getting two Lazialis in there.
3 weeks in a row as well, maybe even more.
Maybe Politano. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think they deserve to be there, though, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was going to say Bonaventura. He had a really good game.
Yeah, nice assist.
Yeah, I think he deserves to be there, guys. Yeah, nice assist and an overall good game for a player that hasn't been that well lately. All right, now up top, who are we putting in? I think Destro has to be there. I think you guys agree, especially with this moment of. I swear we never put him in. Distrito.
Yeah.
Yes, wants to be there. Anyone else? I know Johnny wants to take Muric, but
No. Name him a future.
clown, you absolute clown. All right, who else are we getting up there?
Ribery maybe for his goal.
Yeah. Oh my God, Emiliano.
Lukaku.
Yeah, Lukaku needs to be there. Although I can't be honest, Lukaku's 2 goals were, one of them was a gift by Montipo. The other was quite good. I'd rather give it to Lautaro, to be honest.
Yeah, Lautaro maybe for the one I said.
I'd say Lautaro.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, it could.
Lautaro just because Lukaku's goals were good, but they weren't amazing. Amy, we nominated Lautaro out of Inter.
Non abbiamo bisogno di ascoltare una canzone pop per vivere. Non abbiamo bisogno di conoscerne le parole o la melodia. Non abbiamo bisogno delle emozioni che trasmettono. Non abbiamo bisogno di questo per vivere. Ne abbiamo bisogno per sentirci vivi.
You don't need to drive. You don't need it to live. Just to feel you're alive.
Cupra Formentor, Drive Another Way. Oggi da 31.250 euro in tutti i Cupra Garage. Scopri il SUV coupé sportivo anche nella nuova gamma ibrida. Non abbiamo bisogno di ascoltare una canzone dance per vivere. Non abbiamo bisogno di conoscerne le parole o la melodia. Non abbiamo bisogno delle emozioni che trasmettono. Non abbiamo bisogno di questo per vivere. Ne abbiamo bisogno per sentirci vivi.
You don't need to drive. You don't need it to live. Just to feel you're alive.
Cupra Formentor, Drive Another Way. Oggi da 31.250 euro in tutti i Cupra Garage. Scopri il SUV coupé sportivo anche nella nuova gamma ibrida.
Between him and Lukaku, what do you think?
I'd say Lukaku more than Lautaro, but both are fine, to be honest.
I think just because one of Lukaku's goals was an absolute gift by the goalkeeper.
True.
And then last but not least, we need one more striker up top to nominate for our team of week, guys. Do you have anyone in mind?
I think someone who hasn't been recognized a lot from us, but is by far Cagliari's top scorer and Brazil's top scorer pretty much in all leagues, João Pedro. I think
honorable mention to Ribery to make good old Ricky happy there. That's basically it, guys. Belotti scored one, but nothing too special from him. Bologna, Poli scored. You could say that Poli could get there because it's probably his first goal in 10 years. Apart from that, I think that's it. So the Catenaccio team of week 4, game day 20 is a 3-4-3 with Donnarumma at the back, Sborra, Mancini, Chiellini at the back in defense. Stop laughing. Middle of the pitch, Bonaventura, Milinkovic-Savic, Yannick, also called Frank. Maruzic on the right, and then up top, Martinez, Nestor, and Pedro. This is a quite solid team. I think this team could honestly get into Europa League.
In the defense,
Definitely not. Definitely not.
I think this team could get Europa League. What, really? You don't think that?
Bro, look at that defense.
The defense and the attack aren't good enough.
To be fair, you could put Maruzic.
Chiellini's injured like
bro, I'd run past Chiellini.
3/4 of the season.
all right, everyone, calm down. Everyone's really good at football now. I can run past Chiellini. Yeah, good one. All right.
Chiellini, Mancini, and Sibora looks like a white power meeting or something. Okay, sorry. Once again, I apologize. That was politically incorrect.
All right, now we're at the last segment of our show, of our podcast. Predictions. Okay, each week our hosts and viewers will be invited to predict this coming week's Serie A results. Predictions will be recorded and points will be assigned based on their accuracy. So if you get the exact results, you get 3 points. If you get the winner or the draw only right, you get 1 point. If you don't get anything right, you get 0 points. This week has been an interesting week, but not so shocking in terms of results. Luca got 11 points, where he got 2 exact results. Then I have 5 points from this week. Nothing.
Arda once again stealing my job.
Oh shit! Sorry, I always do. Go on, present.
God damn it. Okay, yeah, I had a great week. 11 points. Arda once again had a terrible week, but we're not surprised anymore.
Terrible. Hey, wait.
What do you mean? You got 5 points.
No, yeah,
You are the worst.
No, okay, listen, please. I get 5 right. I don't get like the exact results right.
Exactly.
But, like, I get really close, I swear.
Yeah, okay, but
I think 3 points for the perfect result is too overpowered.
Shut up. It should be 2, you reckon?
I mean, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to get a perfect result.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
yeah,
well, Arda 5 points, Ricky also 5 points, but we'll give him some leniency since it was his first week here. But we definitely expect him to pick up the form.
Yeah. And just give me some time, man. Okay.
Exactly. Then Jonathan had a relatively good week, with 8 points, guessing Spezia Udinese correctly, which is quite surprising actually. And then Amy, last but not least, has 6 points. Arda, if you could go back, thank you. Where the hell? Oh, you wrote something twice.
Nice.
Okay, well, whatever. Amy has, he got 6 points, and now the final standings are: I'm in first with 74 points. Second is Johnny with 65. Third is Amy with 56. Arda with 45, and then Sampi has 5. But we'll find out a way to give him, a full score.
I think the fairest thing we can do is give him the same amount of points that I'd have. Just to let him start at the back, and so we can finally see if I'm actually really crap.
I agree.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so Sampi Ricky is also at 45 alongside Arda.
Yeah.
All right,
and then we're finally gonna get to the segment where we predict next week's games. Let me just get it up for you guys. The fixtures for next week. I think the big games next week are Fiorentina against Inter, but obviously Fiorentina, as we mentioned before, it does not have Castrovilli or Milenkovic, which could be a real bummer for them. At the same time, Inter has their full team, but they're going to be playing in the Coppa Italia against Juve, which could be interesting because Lukaku's not playing in the Coppa Italia though. But with Lautaro and Sanchez are probably playing, so they could be tired. So we're gonna do this very quickly. The order I'm gonna go in is the usual. So I'm gonna go first with, I'd say, Jonathan, then with Amy. The order we usually do is Luca, then Johnny, then Amy, then Ricky, and then I. If someone could write down the results, please, on paper or write them down on their computer, guys, and then I'll get a bonus round in at some point. I'll choose randomly where to put it in. That sounded very wrong, excuse me. But at some point,
I feel like I've guessed the bonus round a couple times. I've never gotten points for it, but whatever.
Shut up. No, okay, we can confirm that Amy got last week's right because he said that Borja Mayoral was scored. But apart from that, there's nothing. No one else got it. I think I said that Spinazzola would have scored. Ricky said Zaccagni. Johnny said Di Marco, and then Luca, who did you say?
I said Barak.
You said Barak, yeah. Okay, then let's start off with Friday. Oh, by the way, just a little notice to our viewers. I'm going to be at the stadium on Sunday to watch Milan against Crotone. I'm lucky enough to be there. And so next week, I'll probably give you some insights on how it was to watch the game at the stadium, a bit like I did for Milan Lazio. All right, let's move on to Fiorentina against Inter. Quick fire round. Luca, what do you think the score is going to be?
Fiorentina Inter 1-3.
1-3 to good old Inter Milan. Okay, Jonathan, what do you think?
0-2.
0-2. Amy?
I wanted to go 1-3 as well, but just to be different, we'll go 1-4.
Yeah, everyone seems to. Ricky, what do you say? What do you think?
Johnny, that's not a good start.
Same stuff as last week.
Also, I have a thought of a 0-2.
0-2. Yeah, I just don't, as much as I hope for it to happen, I just don't see Fiorentina winning this. I'm going to say 1-2, so 2-1 to Inter Milan. Luca, if you could write that down, please.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
The match they had was quite tight, but then, I think
Inter did play with a lot of players that wouldn't usually play. Anyway, I don't see that happening for Fiorentina. Okay, moving on to Atalanta Torino. Could be an interesting game. Atalanta just got whooped, so I just see them coming back with absolute fire in their belly. I think they're gonna thrash Torino, but I'd like to hear what you guys think. Luca, what do you think? Atalanta against Torino?
I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna try 1-2. Right.
1-2. You think Torino's winning?
No, I don't think, but I'm gonna try.
Oh. To be fair, that is pretty ballsy. Jonathan, what do you think?
Atalanta's going to be pissed as hell. Gasperini's going to go there with no mercy, and we're going to smash Torino 4-1.
4-1. Amy?
I don't think Torino's going to score, so I'm going 3-0.
What do you think, Sampi?
Amy, that's not a good start for you too. I have.
Yeah, I personally think it's going to be 3-1.
Okay.
All right, then moving on to Sassuolo Spezia vs Derby. Okay, I'll go away after this one. Anyway, Sassuolo Spezia could be an interesting one because Spezia obviously is a team that is fighting, not to get relegated. It's been quite good. They lost, not badly, but as in it was a bad game against Udinese, and Sassuolo hasn't been mesmerizing lately. So we'll see what happens. Sassuolo against Spezia. Luca, what do you think?
Sassuolo Spezia 2-0.
2-0 to Sassuolo. Interesting. What do you think, Jonathan?
I think 2-1.
Amy?
3-1.
Ricky?
3-1.
I'm going to say 2-all. Sassuolo Spezia. All right, and then the big game of the weekend, okay, let's do this. The bonus round is here. I want to hear who's going to score in this game. Juventus against Roma. Big game. Big test for Juve. Big test for Roma. Can Roma win without Dzeko? Can Juve really get back into that top 3 position, top 2 position? Can Roma beat a big team? We will know this weekend. Luca, what do you think?
1-1 goal from Morata.
Johnny, what do you think?
3-1 Ronaldo.
3-1 Ronaldo. Amy?
3-2 Ronaldo.
3-2 Ronaldo. Sampi?
No comment for me, thank you.
Oh, come on, give us something.
As always, I don't really like
Roma?
my team, especially in such a big game. I hope for 2-1, and if I have to say a goal scorer, I want to see Ronaldo getting back to what he knows what to do best.
I think it's going to be 1-0 to Juve, and I think it's going to be Ronaldo. All right, then Genoa-Napoli could be an interesting one. Remembering Insigne's at 99 goals, he needs to get to 100. Okay, but it won't be a bonus round, but I think he's going to score this game. But Luke, I'd like to hear what you think about this game. Genoa-Napoli.
I don't think he'll score this game because I think he wants to do it at home in the Maradona Stadium. Well, I mean, I don't think he'll miss a penalty on purpose to avoid it, but
if it was against Juve, yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. Genoa-Napoli, I think Napoli's going to win, but maybe not too easily, 1-2.
Benevento against... Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Johnny? I had a brain fart.
I agree, 1-2.
Amy?
I'm going with a big surprise, 1-1.
What about you, Ricky?
Yeah, that was my big surprise. The one.
Yeah.
I'm not copying you.
Next time we should let Ricky guess first, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-1 to Genoa as well. I don't know why, but I see a special. I love how Ricky already writes them down beforehand. Am I the only one who makes them up on the spot?
Yep.
I do too.
Yes.
Wait,
that's why you get magical predictions like 0-16 from me.
Yeah, I think, okay, all our listeners as well, from next week onwards, I'm going to start writing them down beforehand.
Nah, man.
I think that's probably why I get the crap.
No, I make them up on the spot as well, bro. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, but it's working for you, not for me.
Listen to your heart, man. Listen to your heart.
All right, moving on. Benevento Sampdoria. This could be a really interesting one. Luca?
2-2.
2-2. What about you, Amy?
Isn't it Johnny?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Johnny, yeah.
0-1.
0-1. What about you, Amy?
1-2.
1-2. What about you, Ricky?
2-2.
2-2. Okay. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Benevento. I'm a firm believer of that. All right, moving on to Milan against Crotone. As I said in a very, very noble way and humble way, I'm going to be at the stadium. I'm very lucky, but I'm going to be at the stadium for this. So Milan against Crotone. Luca, what do you think?
I'm thinking a 0-43.
Yeah, fair.
No, okay. Joke aside, 3-0.
3-0. What do you say, Johnny?
2-0.
Amy?
Had so many big games against Crotone have gone this way. I'm going 6-2.
Ricky?
4-0.
I'm going to say 4-1 to Milan. By the way...
Wait, sorry. What was your prediction?
4-1.
4-0. 4-0.
Okay.
Did Arda just predict a Milan?
Yeah, actually...
Wait. It happened.
Yeah, actually, I don't remember. Amy, your prediction. When's the last time Milan scored like 6 goals? Because I know Inter does like once every 2 weeks, but...
I never predicted Milan to win. Oh my god, I'm so scared.
I genuinely cannot remember us scoring 6 goals.
All right, let's move on to Udinese against Verona. Luca, what do you think?
Udinese Verona. 0-0.
Remember, there's no Rodrigo De Paul for Udinese.
Yeah, I'm going to go 0-0.
Johnny?
I don't know, man. This game is a hard one, but I think Verona's going to get the 1-2.
1-2. What do you think, Amy?
I think we lost Amy.
Yeah, we lost Amy. You guys should see his video. He's paused with his mouth right open. He says 0-1 for Hellas. He sent me a message. He says 1-0 to Hellas.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Sampi? What do you think?
I'm going to go 1-2.
1-2. Okay. And I'm going to say 2-0 to Hellas Verona.
Okay.
All right, moving on then to the last 2 games. Parma-Bologna, Lazio Cagliari. Parma-Bologna could be an absolute snooze fest, boys. This could be it. This could be the snooze game. This could be the first game I actually don't watch because it's going to be so boring. But, Luca, what do you think?
I think Parma's going to win all the new signings, even if they're not playing. I think just it's probably gotten the team really hyped up. So I'm going to go with 3-1.
What about you, Jonathan?
Oh, this is a hard game, but honestly, Parma's so bad. I predict Bologna winning 0-1.
Amy?
I'm going 1-2.
Sampi? Ricky, sorry?
Yeah, I think Bologna will win because the last 2 matches against Juve and Milan, they weren't too bad, and this is their opportunity against Parma, which is not shining this year. So I'm going to go 0-2.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Parma. And then last but not least, Lazio against Cagliari. Could be an interesting game, but I think I know where it's going. Luca, what do you think?
2-1.
Jonathan?
I predict a nice 2-0.
Emiliano?
2-0 as well to ramp up to the game against us.
Ricky?
Don't know if 2-1 or 2-0. I'm going to go 2-1.
I'm going to go for 1-1. I think it's going to be a draw. I'm probably going to be wrong. Well, that looks like it's the end of our... Yeah, I'm probably going to get like 2 right in the end. But thank you, Luca, for noting them down. We're going to put them in our graphs later. But that is the end of the episode. Catenaccio Podcast, episode 9. We did 1 hour 15. Next time, don't miss our transfer special. Hopefully, it'll be on Twitch. Probably not because we are disorganized. But don't blame us. I can't wait for that episode. I'm really looking forward to it because I think it's one of the most fun segments we can do. And then we're gonna have new segments that are gonna be coming up to the Catenaccio podcast, like buy, sell, bench, the Bomber Factor. We'll have so many stuff, so many things on our minds. But those are for the future, and hopefully it's not a future too distant from us. So let's live in the present. Let's say bye to our sponsors. Let's say Radio Rossonera, and we thank them for letting us use their platform. Thank you also to the 191 downloads that happened for the last episode. Hopefully we can get to 200 this episode. That will be an incredible achievement, and if we do, we're going to celebrate. And then I have to thank my friends and the panelists who have been here on this journey with me for this episode 9 on the 1st of February 2021. First off, let's go with Luca. Luca, say bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Jonathan, who's been having a whale of a time. Hopefully we can see more dissing and more raps. It could go viral, honestly. If you guys listening can make a clip of that, that would be amazing. We're going to have to try and find a way to send that over to Gasperini himself. But Jonathan, say bye.
Hopefully we can go back on Twitch soon. So keep tuned. Stay tuned in case we ever return to live streaming.
Yep.
And see you guys.
Emiliano from his cave in Syria.
Thank you for listening. I hope our record label signs Jonathan for the next episode. So let's see how that goes.
And then our newest signing, Ricardo Sampi, as I called him a couple of times. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And you're a new member of a team, but you're already very integrated. And we absolutely love having you on the show. Say bye.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Ale, for the next one, we're going to talk about the market. Please make sure to invite either Gianluca Di Marzio or Fabrizio Romano. Can you?
I just have to choose which one. It's a bit of, because Fabrizio or Gianluca.
Bro, yeah, they're hitting up my phone. They're like, please, come on.
Please, can we be on the Catenaccio podcast?
Bro, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna decide whether to do just a Mercato one. We'll see what we can do. And then, last but not least, I've been your host for today, as always, Alessandro Ardoriani. Mesut Ozil and Kavigi have gone to Fener. They've had the best market.
Thank God, just end the podcast.
All right, I'm gonna end the podcast. We'll see you next week, and goodbye.